Hi Crafty Pals, Louise with you today. Welcome along to Scraptember video. It is the 27th and today's prompt is the single photo. I decided that it was time to create a cat video. I had been doing a lot of creating and hadn't done a cat one, so let's roll with it. I am thoroughly enjoying the stash busting element of this Scraptember. I get to really dig deep into my stash and use up some products that have either been sitting there for some time or I have been procrastinating photos, things like that. So today I'm using this old Vicky Bouton patterned paper pad. It's a 6x8 and I wanted to challenge myself to do something different in terms of the craft background. I often go for white, it's kind of my go-to, and then sometimes I might even go to black, but craft is one that I don't use very often, and this particular collection really lends itself quite well to that craft background. I knew that I wanted to create this sort of layered papered background and that I had some cat stickers hidden in my stash. Again, things that I have seen around the track and purchased and have hardly used. So a lot of my animal stuff for some reason gets stashed away and I don't tend to use it as much as I should. So the challenge to myself today was obviously the single photo, which you can see I'm doing here. And with my single photos, I tend to do them a lot on 9x12 pages just because it gives me a little bit of an opportunity to create in that different size and I don't feel so overwhelmed by using up a whole 12x12 sheet just for a single photo. So using the 9x12 is a really good option for me, particularly for these animal pages where I do a lot of them, and I just pop them into an ordinary old display folder. And that is how I store these 9x12 scrapbook layouts. So, quite happy with this. I'm having a bit of a play with some embellishments, popping a few little bits and pieces in the background, tucking them into position. The stickers elements from this cat collection, they're quite a challenge to use because they're white background and they're quite bright and they kind of jump out at you a little bit. So it can be challenging for me it's a challenge getting them on a page, but I think they add a nice little pop, and it's, as long as I don't use too many of them, I quite like how they look. So in hindsight, I wish I had mounted these pattern papers on a darker colour in the black, but this works in the exact same way. So just tracing around the edges with those dark black ink gives it that sort of pop and helps to highlight those pattern papers in the background. All right, now, of course, journaling, very important. If you're not journaling on your layouts, I'm encouraging you to do that because I think it's so important at least to have a date and a subject somewhere written on there so that you can actually see what it was at the time. I am now going to go in and simply embellish this layout a little bit, add a few little bits and pieces tucked into different areas. Pulled a few things from my stash when I started thinking about creating this page, so there wasn't too much tricky and I didn't want to overwhelm the layout, so I have a bit of a think about what else I want to do, and it just needs some little some little descriptive stickers. So I again go back to my stash. You can see I've got a bit of a pile of these. Some of them will work, but it's really just a matter of tucking and adding until I'm happy. So thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed.